Good afternoon and welcome to the 2021 UCL Technology Fund Showcase.
I'm delighted to welcome you all to this fourth UCL Technology Fund Showcase and the sixth year of our collaboration between UCLB and Albion. And what the fund does do is it brings together the UCL academics, the spin-outs and the investors and the broader technology system. And we help build that strong relationship between the investment managers from Albion Capital and UCL Business's own business managers. And the way we've done that is that the investment managers are actually embedded within the UCLB team.
And we're very proud to say, thanks to the hard work of you and your team, Anne, that this partnership model over the last 5 years really has developed and matured extremely well. And that's why we've been able to invest in so many programs. As you said, £50 million has actually now been invested, with 40 million invested from Fund 1 and 10 from Fund 2. Across 58 investments. And those have been just a select few from an absolute fountain of innovation coming through UCL. So we've reviewed many hundreds of investments to come down to that 58. And those 58 are across that whole range of 31 proof of concept investments, 14 license investments, 21 more standard equity-based spin-outs. So that model really is working well, and it's working well across that flexible arrangement. And I think just to maybe sort of discuss some of the highlights, there are no favourites amongst them all. They're all favourites, but there are some really, really high quality assets. And just to describe some of them, there have been 4 NASDAQ IPOs with Orchard Therapeutics, Freeline Therapeutics, Mira, GTX, and Achilles, and also an exit to Facebook with Bloomsbury AI out of computer science. So really, really impressive companies coming through. And I think not just high quality, but really high diversity as well.
The brilliant minds of UCL academics are working together to solve what may, today, look like impossible tasks. We're hoping to shape the future of society, to transform the way we live and the way we work, and to harness the advancing technology in ways that many of us cannot begin to imagine.
I'm really excited to show you all of the great companies and projects that we've invested in and the amazing things they're doing.
The advantage of hydrogen as a power source for portable power is really that it enables really long duration power.
The first few months was spent speaking to prospective customers, trying to understand the problem as deeply as possible. But a little over 6 months ago, we launched the first version of the product that kind of does what I described end to end.
For many decades, improvements in microelectronics have been achieved by transistor scaling and smart architectural solutions. However, with the aggressive increase in computing demands, we need to consider innovations at a more fundamental level. Intrinsic's innovation is a memristor, a novel nanoelectronic device.
It's really stepping back and say, what is the pain point? How do you know that's a pain point? How do you work through that? And these are really, really important steps. And I think that's why we have a really strong ecosystem of seed funds.
So I think first of all, from an ecosystem perspective, I think it'd be great if we had a theorem loss. I think in general, if you study sort of your sort of innovation economics, there's always a speculative bubble that kind of is part of a big deployment phase, right? So whether it's crypto or like the dot-com boom, I think it's actually weirdly a sign of a healthy ecosystem when you get these kind of crazy speculative manias. So if we had a Theranos, like I think net, we'd probably be doing well as Europe.
Now, this is something that is pretty familiar for people who've built SaaS businesses and even e-com brands that are selling on, say, Shopify or D2C. But in the Amazon world, it doesn't exist. Other tools don't provide it. Amazon doesn't provide it. And this is what is the profitability of your customers, each on an individual customer level. And therefore, the flip side is understanding how much I can spend to acquire a new customer. And it turns out, as he correctly guessed, very, very high repeat purchase rates, very loyal customers. And what he thought he could actually spend to acquire a new customer on Amazon, he could actually spend more than double and still break even on their first purchase. So, I mean, this is kind of unheard of economics, I guess, in the D2C world or things like that.
And we're looking for like-minded funds who are interested in this coronary physiology space, which is due to grow substantially over the next few years and represents a real unmet need within this space.
So because we're really attacking the really difficult, ambitious challenge that very, very few other people are taking on, that also attracts really great people to the team, because the smartest people want to attack the big challenges, the ones that are really going to make a difference, not just kind of chip away and develop platforms for someone else to do the big progress on top of. And that's why, although Ashley and I are great, our team is is better than we are, and I think that's a key strength of Phasecraft.
And like you say, the team is absolutely critical and a key strength for a business like Phasecraft, where a lot of the value is concentrated in the brilliance of the team that is fit to solve those challenges and continues to grow and maintain that excellence.
I think a lot of people that go into biotech, we all think we're optimists, and we expect that all things are going to go to plan, and they never do. So I think that the biggest pitfall really is only to plan for success. You need to be able to plan for flexible outcomes. You need to be able to have risk mitigation in place, and you need to be able to react to the unexpected and to react quickly. And I think that's one of those things that you just need to get comfortable with, that the unexpected will come.
The UCL Tech Fund have been instrumental in allowing us to bring this technology through a rigorous process optimization, and, as we are currently doing, broadening of the platform to include more cancer types.
The advantage of gene therapy is that it is 24/7 protection for these patients, and the frequency of hospital visits obviously reduces. So overall cost of these new treatments may be lower if you take a long-term perspective on this. So the headlines may be that they may be the most expensive drugs known to humans, but it is a one shot, as opposed to, giving the therapy on a regular basis for a long period of time.
And we have very promising molecules which are looking so far, the preclinical pharmacology, which the Tech Fund has so generously funded for us and supported, that is all looking very promising. We're close to candidate selection and so on. So the risk will only be in those aspects of drug development.
In parallel, in the ciliopathies lab at UCL over the past 20 years, we've discovered dozens of novel disease genes. We've defined the international diagnostic criteria for BBS, and we've contributed to our understanding of cilia biology and the role of cilia in disease pathogenesis. Around 7 years ago, we started our gene therapy program that led us to show the benefit of gene therapy in BBS1 murine models.
Just brilliant. Absolutely excellent presentations of amazing companies. It's been a whirlwind to just watch all the brilliant talent talking about the great innovation that's been going on in physical sciences.